Hi everyone, my name is Beth and I'm a Why Choose Romance author and reader, and today we are doing a book haul video. I've got a bunch of packages here. Please excuse my hair, I just had a shower so I'm letting it air dry at the moment because I just like to do that. And you may hear my son in the background. I am a mum and he is awake at the moment and he's watching Cars, so you may hear that in the background as well. So let's just jump straight into this book haul. I notoriously try to save packages to open for things like this, but I am really bad with just opening packages as soon as I get them. So I'm pretty proud of myself that I waited like the week basically to collect these packages and not open every single one and put it on my shelf. So the first one that we have is Dirty Little Secrets by KG, I think Royce, I believe is how you pronounce it. I actually listened to this one on audio, so I'm slowly collecting all of her books. My audiobook listening at the moment has been moving through her backlist. I started with this series. The latest one has just come out on audio and I haven't listened to that yet because I'm on the final book in the Black Falls High series. So this is a college romance. It does have the mafia aspects as well. It is a dark romance. There is a lot of trigger content in this. I will be talking about this in a later book recommendation video as well, but the audio is just top tier. It's all duet narration and it's just amazing audio. So I did start with the audio and I would recommend doing the same. All right, the next package that we have is got a green theme going here. As you can see, this one is green and this one is also green. So we have Wife Number One by Elle Thorpe. Elle Thorpe is one of my favorite authors. She is a fellow Aussie like me, so I always like to add her books to my collection. I'm slowly working through getting each of her books to add to my shelf. I originally read this one on Kindle and it was a while ago, so I'm just like collecting the books now. This one is a MC romance. We do have a plus size heroine as well. We do have in this one a single mum as well. It's been a while since I read this one, but I did actually enjoy this entire series. We did have like a cult aspect as well, so it's got a whole lot of everything. Basically, like, if you want a little bit of everything, you get that in most of her books really. So let's move to the next package. Next package we have Unhinged, and this is by Steph Macker. I'm actually doing audio for this one as well. I just started this because I was taking a break between some of the other audios and I started this one, so I also wanted to get this one as paperback as well. This is a asylum romance. I don't know much more yet going into it. I did kind of go into this one blind, just knowing that it is a dark romance and it is an asylum romance, and I'm only, I think, up to maybe chapter 7 in audio, but this is also a duet style narration as well, so I've been enjoying that one so far. Okay, we are moving on to the next one, which is a box. So let's open this up, and I did make a mistake when I was opening this box, pre-opening it before. I accidentally nicked one of the top books in here, and let me see if I can do this. It's actually another Elle Thorpe book, and I like scratched the very top, like you can barely see it, but I know it's there and I hate when that happens. I'm actually finishing off collecting this series. There's the other book in here as well. There's 3 books in this entire series. This is the Saints View Psychos, which is also MC romance, and it's been a while since I've read this one as well, but we do have like someone who has split personality as well, which is really well done, which was actually one of the reasons why I bought this, read this series in the first place. But yeah, I'm just collecting these ones. This is dark romance, but it does have humor as well. Elle Thorpe writes dark romance in a humorous way, so I wouldn't call it dark romance. I'd probably call it grey romance, if that's a thing. The next one we have is actually another Elle Thought book. This is the discreet cover. I personally prefer discreet covers over people on the covers. That's just me. This is her latest series that just came out in September last year, I believe. And this is X's and O's is book 1 in the new series. This is the Saint View Murder Squad. I don't actually know a whole lot about this one. Excuse me, don't do that, please. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I do know there is a lot of comedy in this dark one though, so I'm really looking forward to starting this one. It is going on to my TBR to start pretty quickly. Here we have the other book in the Saints View Psycho series. This is Half the Battle. This is, I think it was book 2, and book 3 was... Sorry about that. My son was shaking the camera a little bit. So this is the final book in the series with the Saints View Psychos book series. Definitely recommend this one. This was the first book series that I started with her, and then I kind of worked through her list after that. Next one we have is Hopeless Omega by Ember L. Nicole. Is it? Yes, Nicole. I can't remember why I added this one to my list. I do know there was I believe it's the grovel. It's got a good grovel. I know this is part of a series, but there are a series of standalones. But I'm pretty sure from reading the back of this, this was a grovel book that the Omega gets rejected by the alphas, and then the alphas have to try and get her back. So, and I love a good grovel book, and I'm still searching for that like top tier grovel. So if you've got any recommendations, I do have a bunch that I've read, but there's still just something missing in them. So I'm curious to see what this one's going to be like. Next up, this one was a bit of a random purchase that I kind of added on last second, and that's because in one of the Facebook reverse harem groups I'm in, the author had announced book 2 had just been released, and I'd seen it around before, but I was like not really in my shifters kind of era at that point in time. But then I don't know, there was something about it that just kind of made me think, let's give it a shot, and that is Do You Even Hex Bro? And this is by River Ramsey. And the reason why I wanted to get it was because we do have, I believe that FMC is a witch, and the shifters in here, they're all himbos. And I kind of liked the idea of that, like, alphas, but like himbo alphas. Like that was essentially the main thing that made me go, let's give it a go. I don't know a whole lot more about what's happening in this book. I will be pretty much going in blind to it, but I tend to like to read things blind as well. So yeah, this was picked up because I liked the idea of it having the himbos aspect, and I believe there's like a little bit more comedy coming through in that as well. So yeah, we'll see. But I remember book 2 being released like, I wouldn't say maybe a week or so ago, and I was like, let's just get it. Why not? The next recommendation we have is Ruthless Desires Volume 1 by Elira Firethorn. Now, I believe this one was added to my list because it does have hitmen as the main characters. And I believe we also have a very like normal FMC, and I kind of like that. From memory, yeah, on the back here it says she's a barista. So, and I like that. I personally used to be a barista back in the day, so I also like when FMCs are like in cafe environments, because that was what I did for 10 years of my life for a big chunk of time. So yeah, this one was added just because I enjoyed the darker romance aspect, the hitman style, and then that more normal FMC. I do like to get, if I can, like collections of books, purely because I don't have a whole lot of space. Like, I downsized my shelves. I mean, I still have all of these shelves and 2 other shelves, but I'm very particular with what I try to put on the shelves these days and more cautious about it. So if I can get like collections and omnibuses of books, that's what I will get. So I believe this one is 3 books. It's volume 1 of this entire series and world, I believe, but there's 3 books in one here, which I do enjoy. It also helps me too, because if I finish one book, I'm notorious for wanting to start the book the next, like right that second, which Kindle obviously makes it easy because you can just download it, but with paperback obviously you have to either have purchased it, so yeah, this makes it a little bit easier to just jump straight into the next book. Alright, the second to last book we have is a retelling. Now I have to admit I did actually own this book, and then in a huge unhaul that I did before I had my second son, which was, he's 7.5 months now, so I did like an unhaul of all my shelves while I was pregnant with him, and I kind of got rid of this book and then I decided I wanted it back. So that is Second to the Right by T.S. Kinley. This is a Peter Pan retelling. I believe it's a dark Peter Pan retelling. It's been out for a while, and I do remember when I originally had this book, that was when I think the series wasn't quite complete, and I did like the concept, but then I just kind of like got out of my fairy tale retelling era, and it was one of those books that I just had on the shelf and I was like, I need space, and yeah, and I unhauled it because I'm pretty ruthless when I do unhaulings, and a lot of the time I'll end up being like, I kind of actually wanted that. So, but yeah, I'm actually genuinely looking forward to this. I've actually seen the authors on Instagram, a lot of their marketing that they've been doing for it has been quite appealing as that like darker kind of Peter Pan vibe. So it has gone back onto my TBR and I have a brand new edition. We are at the bottom of the pile, the last book that we have, and that is Choices, a Why Choose Mafia romance. Now, personally, I mean, I write mafia romance myself, so that's always going to be a genre that I enjoy to read, and I don't actually have a whole lot on my shelf. So which is ironic because I used to read everything on Kindle, and now that I've like redone all my shelves, I'm trying to collect a few more, but this was one that I had seen on and off for a while. Personally, aside from the fact that it is mafia, I don't actually remember why I added this to my TBR list, and I know there was particular things within the book that made me say that's a trope that I would really like to read, and then the mafia was the added bonus. But it's been so long since I had this, like this has been sitting in my cart I reckon for 2 months now, so I don't actually remember why I put it in my cart. Just that it is a mafia book. So I do believe there is this is a series. I'm not sure if this ends on a cliffhanger or if it's a series of standalones. But yeah, I do look forward to reading this one. When I go back through my mafia stuff, I will be going through and doing a mafia read soon, so I can do some recommendations. But yes, this is the final book to add to the series, and that is our book haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these books. Let me know if you've read any of them or if any of them are on your TBR, but I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be most likely coming out a few days after this video, and it will be, I think, a Rockstar romance is what's coming out next. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.